Hello there. Hello there, Michaelers. Pearl Jr. here. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing great. Well, today is 7/7, and if you know a little bit about Michael Jackson, you'll know his favorite numbers are 7, 7, and 1, because he always strived to be number 1, right? So, and then he's the 7th child, pregnancy of Catherine. He's really the 8th child because Marlon had a twin who died one day after birth named Brandon. And we are going to talk about Brandon Howard, Paris, and Prince today, okay? Some interesting stuff going on. But 7/7, so that's why I said, oh, I just got to go live on 7/7. Of course, I got to go live on 7/7. I know I was sick. I had the worst headache on 6/25. I think that was 6/25. I had that horrible, horrible headache. And I couldn't even come on, which was the death anniversary. But anyway, guys, welcome, welcome. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is give some condolences. Okay? You're like, who died? Well, there was a website. And the website, where is it? And Justice for Some. Where is that? Oh, that's not my page. That is Brandon's page. Let me go to my page. Let me go to my Facebook page. I was like, I know that stuff, but what is that? Okay. So, and Justice for Some. She does a really good X account. It was Twitter. And she didn't like me. She was not a believer. But she was a really good, supportive. I think she was also honest. And unfortunately, people who don't want to learn about the death hoax, I consider them preferring Michael Jackson dead. Because if you don't prefer him dead, why not look into it? What's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt to check on Michael? What's it going to hurt to know death hoax information? What's it going to know? What is it going to hurt? It hurts nothing. The only thing you have is to improve the situation. It's only an improvement. To change your mind is something great and fantastic and wonderful. It is not like, oh, he lied to us. Oh, man. So what? He had problems. He had issues. He had haters. He had the extreme fame. He couldn't go anywhere without disguises, which is how he's living now anyway, right? So he had issues. So I understand how he wanted to retire from his enormous fame and escape some of the haters. I got it. I get it. So when we think about Michael faking his death, don't think about I cried. Don't think about it from your perspective. Try to put yourself in his moccasins, okay? And try to feel some of the things that he felt. All right. So, in Justice for Some, she was still, no matter what, a great, great fan. She was a great fan of Michael, and her daughter's been posting, and this was her account. She blocked me. But hey, she was still a great fan. And condolences to her and her daughter, and the fan community lost a big soldier, okay, for Michael. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, Randy Jackson. Remember I told you guys I found Randy Jackson's phone number in my purse, and I told you the whole Randy Jackson story? Well, I called. I called today, right? And it went to voicemail. So I don't know if he still has the number or not. Somebody has the number because it was a real voicemail. Okay, you know, the one that comes customary with your phone, that generic voice mail, it beat. So it wasn't full. So I left him a message. I told him who I was. I told him I was looking for Randy Jackson, and we'll see what happens, right? But that was kind of interesting. Okay, let's talk about, now that we're mentioning Randy, let's talk about Janet and Randy, right? And I just got, somebody might have sent me the link. I might have ran into the link or something. But Janet, she talks about how their sleeping arrangements were at 2300 Jackson Street. Now, she was really little. Janet was born 1966, right? And she, I'm going to turn it down till we get to the part that we're at. And this is a part of her documentary that she did 3 years ago or so, and how they had the monument taken down. Because let me show you, it's right here. Okay, this is a really short video. Okay, but this is a part of Janet's documentary. That's the house. The monument that was there, the plaque that said 1958 to 2009 was taken down. Recently, I saw footage that it was back up. Okay, and they're trying to do some things like I know why, I just can't talk about it right now. Okay, but anyway, so the plaque was taken down because Janet didn't want that a part of her documentary. Okay, because she probably knows Michael faked his death and she doesn't want any parts of it.
Think of you as the sap in our family tree.
They were so cute on the Jackson Las Vegas show.
As close as any brother and sister could be.
Okay, they're very close. He talks about that, and the three of them, the three amigos.
I'm freezing. I'm bring my jacket.
Why wouldn't you do that?
It's inside.
Oh,
Come on, let's go.
Okay, listen.
This is it.
what a sweet house.
All 670.
Janet was like 3. 670 square feet. I confirmed it.
2 parents.
Tiny, tiny house.
When we were little, this house seemed so big. This is where we grew up, played, fought, made music. This is where it started. Let's go inside. Come on.
Yeah. I just can't get over how small this place
It
is.
is small. Do you remember where you used to sleep in this house?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. There used to be a Riviera sofa here. And you, Latoya, and Reedy would sleep right here.
In the living room?
Yeah,
You're kidding.
right here.
I was 16 when Janet was born. I was so happy when I found out my mom had a girl. I love my brothers, but all those big-headed boys, at least another girl came along.
This is our room. The brothers.
Oh my gosh, 6 boys.
On this wall, there was a 3-tier
Bunk beds.
here. Jackie slept on the bottom. Marlon, myself, and Michael slept in the middle. And Jermaine and Tito slept at the top.
The 3 of you slept in one bunk bed?
Yeah, one bed. But Marlon and Michael used to pee on me. And that's how I was stuck.
I'm sure Randy did some peeing too. Okay. But anyway, so that gives you a little perspective into Michael Jackson. Okay. Sleeping in the bed was not a big deal. Other people sleeping in the bed, it was not a place for sex. He did not grow up where bed was a place for sex. Him and his brothers, a lot of black poor families slept in the same bed. It was not necessarily a place to be molested. It was a place to play, to fall asleep, to do things, to read, to play games, and then when they toured, they shared bed. So when Michael said, I share my bed, Michael said he slept on the floor and in a sleeping bag, and he would let the company have his bed. Okay. But he said, even if he slept with them, it wasn't bad because he was not Jack the Ripper. He's not a molester. So just to give you some frame of mind about Michael and sleeping arrangements, and they slept in the same beds for years. Okay. So to him, he didn't realize what's considered normal to the world and abnormal to the world. And he was just so innocent in the way that he thought about things. Okay. So I just wanted to play that. And let's move on to some more stuff. Brandon. Okay. Brandon Howard. Okay. He's been talking a little more lately. Okay. We're going to get to him. Brandon is who I believe is Michael Jackson's biological son. He was born right at the time that Thriller came out. Billie Jean. He fits as far as he was born April 2nd, 1981. Conceived between Off the Wall and Thriller. Wanna Be Starting Something. He talks about Billie Jean always talking when nobody else is talking. Mickey said she signed an NDA. Also Baby Be Mine, okay, was a way for him to say the baby is his, even though he said eyes just like mine. Oh no. Okay. The lie became the truth because he was like, no, no, because everything that he had planned for his life was about to come true. Cecil's behind me, working on Alive 5, editing Alive 5. So we're working on it, guys. We're working on it. And so much more. And I'm wondering if the whole album was really about Mickey Howard. Lady in My Life. Okay. When Mickey got pregnant, Joe did not believe in abortions. I think they devised a crisis management plan that involved Augie Johnson, who was a background singer on Off the Wall. And Mickey was a part of his group Side Effect. Okay. The Girl Is Mine. I wonder, because they had to pretend like Augie and Mickey were together, but Michael had the song The Girl Is Mine. And he wrote the song "The Girl Is Mine." So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, Lady in My Life, you know, and also how there's like really no pictures. Let me tell you a little quick story. When I ran into LaToya at the Polo Lounge, you guys have all seen the pictures. If you haven't, me, LaToya, Jeffrey, and Brenda Ritchie at the Polo Lounge sitting down at a table. When I got that picture, there's the Peter Michael Bobby connection and all that other stuff with that I've told this story many times. You can go to michaeljacksoninsider.com and see the picture. Well, anyway, we took pictures. We took several pictures. And Jeffrey said to me, can I see your camera? Let me see the pictures you took. And LaToya had an engagement ring that was huge. Okay. And they were supposed to be engaged, but they also was the time of their reality show. And, so, with all the pictures that we took, Jeffrey deleted the ones that showed the ring. He deleted them off my phone, okay? Because they didn't want me to report on that, I guess, okay? And he left me with a picture with me and them, and a picture with my friend, who it was her birthday, and them. So I got the 2 pictures, but we took more. And that's just to let you know how they control the narrative. That's just an example of how they control the narrative. And with Brandon, they controlled a lot of the narrative, I believe. Okay, so this is, Brandon has new music out. And we're going to talk about Brandon a little more, and Paris and Prince. Okay, so this is Brandon's new video. A snippet of it.
If my heart still hasn't moved on, have you?
My heart still hasn't moved on. Have you? Let me see. I don't want to get a copyright strike. But there you go. You can watch it. It's on his page, Brandon Howard. Okay, you can watch it. Okay. All right. So he's got new music. So that's coming in a video. And he was in Hong Kong the last time I talked to him. Well, I communicated with him, you know. All right. So now let's go to, that's Brandon's page. Now let's go to my page. And, Michael movie. Oh my God. Is at $991 million. $8.6 million away from $1 billion. Okay, I don't know what theaters it's in anymore. Okay, so let me go to Box Office Mojo. Let's go to Box Office Mojo. Let's see if they've uploaded the tallies for yesterday. Nope, it's still at $991,400,610, right? So we are so close to hitting that billion, right? So close to hitting that billion. And, but right now it's not in very many theaters. Okay. Right now, how many theaters is it in? I think it's only in a few hundred theaters now. How do I find that out? How do I find that out? There was a way. Title summary. Cast, crew, similar movies, all-time ranking cast and crew. There is a way that I can find it out. Original release. Dang. Oh, maybe domestic. That's how I can find out. If I hit domestic and I hit the Michael movie. Shoot. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure out how many theaters it's in now. It opened with 3,955 theaters. That's a pretty good launch. Okay. Minions had 4,200, over 4,200. So now it is in, it's only in 400 theaters. As of July 5th, it's only in 400 theaters. But we want the theatrical release to reach 1 billion. So if you guys can figure out what theaters and go watch it, that'd be great, right? That'd be great. All right. So it's in 400 theaters now. All right. So, and I think they took it out of the theaters much too soon. They should have kept it full blown until it got to June 25th, you know, and then started reducing it. But then they started having it on streaming services before it was out of the theaters. But, you know, now, but we still got some more Japan and some more Russia to go and some more international markets. Maybe we'll get to 1 billion. We're trying. Okay, trying. So we keep our fingers crossed. I have on my Ankh symbol today for the 7-7 and Ankh. And then I got on my infinity earrings, okay, for Michael Jackson because he faked his death and he's not dead. Okay. I do worry about his health, though. Somebody mentioned it to me today. When I used to talk to Peter Michael Bobby, who I believe is Michael Jackson, he wheezed. He wheezed and he cleared his throat a lot. He had like a dry cough that was not very productive. That was not very productive. So I haven't really talked to him on the phone to listen to how he was sounding. So take care of yourself, Michael. Okay. Make that a priority. Okay. So now let's go back here. So we got that. And let's go to, oh, remember I promised a picture of these, of Brandon and his brother, Nicholas. They don't look anything alike, but they got the same biological mother, but they're supposed to have the same father too. No, they don't. That's Augie Johnson. His last name is Nicholas Johnson. Brandon is Michael's kid. Okay. They don't look at that. That's so vastly different with the same mama. Okay. Let's see. Should I get to Paris yet? Let's not get to Paris quite yet. Let's get back to Brandon. Let's stay on Brandon. Okay. I posted this. My son had to take a...
May the Lord be with you. Oh, yeah. Okay, fun fact. It's my Sunday talk. And I talk for Sunday. And today I'll give a fun fact. So, I woke up this morning thinking about going to Church of God in Christ as a kid. So I grew up Jehovah's Witness, and those that know me or have seen the interviews know I've grown up between LA and Chicago. So I would go with some of my family members and we'd go to Church of God in Christ. And I woke up thinking about those days and, you know, Triv and Smurf and everybody. And yeah, may the Lord be with you. I was thinking about that today. And I thought that would be a good fun fact to know. So, in my efforts to talk more, that is my talk for today.
Okay. Okay. So, he left the clues that he's Michael's son, right? He said he's a Jehovah's Witness. He grew up Jehovah's Witness, okay? And he grew up between Chicago and LA. Mickey is from Chicago, okay? There's a video of the director of Billie Jean from when they were recording Billie Jean, because they were doing some behind the scenes interview. This was at the time that Billie Jean short film was being made. Okay. And he said the streets in the video in the film had to replicate the streets of Chicago. He says that. Okay. Because Michael wanted to replicate the streets of Chicago. Okay. So I mean, wherever I looked to see if Brandon matches with Michael as his biological son, everything matches. Everything matches except false information out there, right? But everything matches, right? All right. So, so is he leaving clues that, he's trying to bust out some kind of way, it feels like to me. That's what it feels like to me. He's trying to bust out of the secrecy. And I think he's 45 years old. So I think that he's tiring of being in the shadows. That's what I think. He said no, but that's what I'm feeling. Okay. All right. Now let's get to Paris and let me oh gosh, hold on a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me turn that volume down. Let me turn this down.
Paris yet?
Okay. So, let me make sure I got everything. And Justice Randy, Ben, video in the gate. Okay, remember we did that video and I wasn't sure, I couldn't confirm when it was recorded, right? Okay, so let's go there. And it looked like Michael Jackson on Death Announcement Day, and he's running around, why is he running around? Okay, so somebody sent it to me, thank you. When you guys send me something private, I don't know if you want me to give you credit or not. But if you do want credit for sending me the video, I can do that. All right, so let's do, here we go. Okay, it's a very short video. Ben Avestan,
and owner of National Photo, photo agency.
Ben was a Michael photographer. He owns National Photo Group, and they're the ones that created the fake ambulance photo. Okay. And they got paid big time. He got paid so much he went to law school. And I think he's a lawyer now. Okay. He had followed Michael several times. And he said it was ambulance. It's 2 minutes. Okay, we won't do the thing.
That indicated that it was a 50-year-old male. And that's what gave it away to us that it was Michael Jackson. There's a lot of confusion during this 40 minutes. The gates kept opening and closing, and all the tour buses.
He's talking about Death Announcement Day.
Still were going by. The bodyguards started sending all the employees out of the house. I think 8 to 10 employees left the house during this time. Okay, this is when they were actually bringing Michael out on the stretcher. You can see it just for a split second there. The bodyguards and
did you see that?
Also was
okay. There it is. So he's saying that this was on Death Announcement Day. Okay, so the bodyguard is covering up the trying to look at the bodyguard's finger. He's covering it up, the little space in between the gate. Look at that. Hold on. So
the body.
See that?
Stretcher. You can see it just for a split second there.
There it is. So were they trying to cover it up because that's really Michael? It looks like him. I can't go back and reverse time. And how could even Ben be sure? But this was on the 24th, and the security guards are really worried about that information.
There. The bodyguards and a fan also was trying very hard to, for video not to be taken. And then this is when, they already had he was already in the ambulance and they were backing out. It was such a tight fit. It took them a little while to get going. At this point, on the outside, there was 2 female fans, 4 of us, and 2 autograph collectors, and that was it. It was pretty quiet outside. There was a lot of days outside Michael's house when there'd be 20, 25 people. Fans would come from Europe, and a lot of paparazzi, and it's a lot of craziness. But it was actually pretty quiet this day.
Okay, so and the sirens ain't on. The sirens didn't come on.
Years, we never thought he would pass away. He was just about to go to Europe and do this big concert. So we thought it was just, kind of Michael being Michael, another emergency. But I thought, we can probably get a picture of him in the ambulance. And I told the photographers, when the ambulance comes out, make sure we try to get Michael inside the ambulance there. I was the first car following.
Couldn't see in there. It was black.
And the two trucks.
Did you see that? It's black in there.
And I told the photographers, when the ambulance comes out, make sure we try to get Michael inside the ambulance there. I was the first car following the ambulance and the two trucks. We thought it was just, kind of Michael being Michael, another emergency. But I thought, we can probably
They're
get
black.
a picture
You
of
can't
him,
see in there.
In the ambulance. And I told the photographers, when the ambulance comes out, make sure we try to get Michael inside the ambulance there. I was the first car following the ambulance and the two trucks, and then 3 of our guys were behind me, so there was 4 of us total. When we did realize we had the photo, and we called around to try to sell it, it was the day Farrah Fawcett died. And a lot of people said, well, we're not really interested in another Michael story because Farrah Fawcett passed away, and that's going to be all the coverage tonight. Of course, an hour later, they announced Michael died, and that superseded everything.
Okay. So, see how black the ambulance windows were? You can see nothing in there. So how did he get this clear picture? It's not. It's fake. The ambulance photo is faked. Okay? It's faked. But the security guards were very, determined to cover up that little slit in the gate. Was that Michael, really? Michael, you was outside? Nah, it can't be. You wouldn't be that reckless. You could not be that reckless, right? You better be hiding because you're supposed to be dead. But anyway, it's still suspicious. So who knows? It's probably a mystery forever, for eternity. All right. So now let's get to Paris and Prince. Okay. Let's go. She has a new song. And we know that Prince and Paris have been at odds, right? Paris suing the estate, not for any other reason, but just to give them a hard time because she's mad at them. Okay. Why are you mad at the estate? They've been giving you money, $65 million. Okay. It's because I believe at age 24, they're cut off. Okay. There might be some residual payments that were, from the time when they were 24 or younger, that overlapped into the next year. But they gotta be, why are you suing the estate and going through it and the money that she sued and she won, the funny thing is it was $625,000, 625 death day. Isn't that weird? But it was supposed to be for, overpayment of some lawyers. That's what it was supposed to be. And they don't get a percentage of that money anyway. Okay, they're not getting a percentage. They get an allowance and they got taken care of up until the age of 24. They're emancipated now. They're no longer dependents on the estate. And if they are the true heirs, which Michael wrote in the will, I have intentionally omitted to provide for my heirs. And don't give Debbie Rowe nothing in the same paragraph, which means I'm referring to Debbie Rowe's kids, right, as heirs. Okay, because it's in the same paragraph. Okay, they're done. They're done with money. Now, Prince works for the estate, and the estate can hire whoever they want to do whatever they want. Okay, Paris is upset about something, right? Something. So anyway, so Prince was, they had stopped following each other for a while, and so everybody was assuming they were at odds, and Prince was involved in the Michael movie. Paris crapped on the Michael movie, crapped on the fans, and it didn't even cover anything that she would have first-hand knowledge of because it was supposed to end at Dangerous, at the Bad tour. And well, it ended at 88, but I think it was supposed to go to 93. It was and include 93 because they talked about the allegations. But since there was an NDA, Michael can't talk about the allegations, right? Somebody else has to write that story. I will. there to share forever. Love will keep us together. A sweet song, the girl, singing a song. Just stop, 'cause I really love you. Stop. I don't know why I've been thinking of you. In my heart, and let love keep us together. Okay, the forever. I will. I'm sorry. I just went off on a little tangent there. I was just feeling a little bit of the Captain and Tennille. That was the jam back in the day. Okay. But anyway, back to this. Sorry about that. And it was a crossover jam too. Black, white people liked it. Everybody liked that song. That was a huge, huge hit. All right. So anyway, so now Prince is promoting Paris's new music. Okay. Prince, it just came, I didn't look for it, it just came through my feed. So Prince is promoting Paris. So they are on each other's, they're cool now, I guess. Fake It One Last Time. That's kind of weird. That's kind of a weird lyric, but it makes sense in the context of the song, but the context of the song don't have to have fake it. And they wanted to make sure that we knew what the lyrics said because the lyrics are on the post. So we're going to watch the video. I'm going to turn the volume down. Okay, so we're going to go to Paris's Instagram. Paris Instagram. Oh, Prince. Prince Instagram. Here it is. Okay, here's Prince's Instagram. Okay, I can go to Paris's too. It don't matter, whichever one. Okay, and here we are. Okay, here it is. I don't know why why it's, oops. Why is it hourglass? And there it goes. Oh, let me turn it down. Okay, here we go. Okay, I like to drown them all in wine. Her feelings. You're supposed to be sober, Paris. Can you fake it one last time? Really? Can you take it one last time? We can carry on and on and on and on. Yeah? Carry on and on and on. We could carry on and on and on and on. Okay? So if you want to hear the song, you can. Okay? If you want to hear the song, I just don't want to copyright on here. And it is, so he is sharing, and usually there's nothing weird because that's what they used to be, you know, two peas in a pod for a long time, right? And Paris also has it. Let's see how she has it. She has it here, and she has it on hers too. Okay, both of them. Okay, so she's talking about drinking wine. Girl, you're supposed to be sober. Once you're an addict, a drug addict, you shouldn't take no wine because wine lowers your inhibitions. You make bad choices when you drink too much. Okay, fake it. I thought that was interesting. Fake it one last time. Now, I'm wondering, okay, this one I'm wondering, who took whose side? Did Prince go on the anti-estate side with Paris? Or did Paris come to the pro-Michael side with Prince? Okay? Because this is chummy chum. This is like, I'm gonna help you. Right? Because Prince got 1.1 million followers. And Paris has 6-point-something million followers. So I'm thinking, yeah, she got 6.8 and Prince has, I think I saw 1.1 on Prince. Let me go back. Yeah, 1.1 million. Okay, so he's promoting his sister, so they've kissed and made up. Okay, now, with John McClane dying, he was the co-executor of the estate. Do we just going to have one executor, which is John Branca? Or did Prince put in to be the executor to the estate and get turned down? I'm just wondering certain things. Because when you are used to money, a lot of money being around, when you want it and you can get it, then you got to earn your own money and see how far a job that pays $100,000 gets you, right? Don't get you no big old mansion in the hilly parts of the richy rich of LA. Don't get you no house in a Calabasas, okay? It don't get you no house in Malibu, right? So, I'm in the music business. It's hard to make money in music. It's hard to make money in music unless you're already an established artist and everything is set up and all your distribution, everything is set up, blah, blah. Then you can make money, but you got to spend a lot of money to make a lot of money. Okay. And I'm just wondering who switched on whose side. Is Prince with Paris with anti-Michael, or is Paris with Prince with pro-Michael? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. Okay. And then with the fake it lyric, the fake it, they know what fake means. We've been talking about Michael faking his death forever. We know that. Don't mean that she can't put that in a song, but they made damn sure we knew the lyric because the lyric was in the middle of the screen. So they wanted us to know what that damn lyric said, right? Because you could just post a song and you ain't got to post the lyrics, right? You don't have to post the lyrics. So I'm wondering, is something going on somewhere? And then Brandon also, leaving clues about Jehovah's Witness, and he grew up LA and Chicago. And what was that other one that he's tired of being in the back? I'm just saying there's something going on. Now, will Michael be able to quell it down and it becomes nothing, but it's something now? Or is it going to be a volcano? That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. I guess we will soon see, right? We will soon see. All right, so let's see. I think I got everything. Oh, Eddie. Did I ever go over Eddie Casio and how he, I think I did. Not Eddie Casio, excuse me. Eddie Amen. Okay. Vincent Amen. I told you about him in the bag of the Netflix documentary, and he said Michael gave him the bag. Frank gave him the bag with the porno. And I call it porno because if it ain't porno, why bring it up? Right? Why bring up that it was a secret bag with a secret magazine in it, and you can get nude photos of children and in various shapes and stuff, and it was a catalog where you ordered it. Sound like a child porn when he said, "Oh, I went to the police and I gave it to my lawyer, Joe Tacopino." Okay, so the way he made it sound was like, and he said it was a phase that him and Michael and Frank went through, right? Then on another video, he said he found the bag, found it. So you can't trust nothing coming out of his mouth because you didn't remember that you said you found it on camera, and then you don't remember that you said Frank gave it to you, the bag with some stuff in it with the catalog of the questionable purchases or intended purchases to buy certain videos of children. Frank, what's his name? Vincent. The Casios. I wonder what's going on with that. Okay. The Casios are bad people, okay? And it's unfortunate. But when people don't want to lose their mansion, they got to go back and get money because they get greedy and they spend all the money and they just figure out they're going to get money later. They're going to figure out how to get money later. They're going to get money from Michael's estate because they'll lie and they'll make up stuff and they'll threaten because Michael has an Achilles heel. The Achilles heel is he cares about his image. And that he is a corporation. He is a money-making entity. And that is his Achilles heel. Achilles heel. Now, you know, I don't know. I kind of posted this, I think. Let me see. Maybe I'll talk about it. The hater, right? The hater of mine. They posted a video. Let me see if I can find it. And it was when me and Peter Michael Bobby was on a radio station. And they lied and said that I created Peter Michael Bobby. I did not. Peter Michael Bobby, Peter Pan PYT, had been around for many, many years. I think before 2005. Okay? That had nothing to do with me. I didn't have communications with him until he emailed me twice in 2011 with not much fanfare, because I heard that Peter Pan PYT was Michael. And I was like, not really interested, right? And then he called me January 15, 2012, and that's where we started our friendship. So so this person is this stalker, liar, hater. Where is it? I think I saved it. In my videos. This stalker, liar, hater is here we are. No, it's not. Hold on. It's in videos. And then I gotta go. I gotta go. The regular stuff with me gotta go. I gotta go. Hold on. Let me find the video. My downloads. Maybe it's in the download. This was yesterday? I downloaded it yesterday? Nah, I didn't download it yesterday. Videos. And I think it's in here. Okay. And they recorded, they took snippets of, here it is. I think this is it. Okay. They took snippets of me. You're like, is that Michael? Okay, of me. And then they're searching anything I can show so nobody likes her, right? And they're mentally ill, because who would spend this much time, right? Unless you had a vested interest in doing this. I'm just saying. Okay. So anyway, so they did this video, but I kind of like it a little bit. Okay. So here we go. Isn't it Michael? And it would enhance record sales. Okay. The curiosity would spur people to buy the album, to say, is it Michael or isn't it Michael? That's my opinion. Okay. My opinion. But this case never made it to trial.
Okay. So Pearl Jr. and Bobby Anderson are calling in, and they are pretending to be Michael Jackson. Yeah, I know, it sounds chaotic. Honestly, it sits like if you took the multiverse, a moonwalk, and a Twitter glitch and mashed them together as this call. I mean, I don't know if I should be impressed, concerned, or just start building a neural interface to decode this. All right, let's hear it. Let's see what Michael Jackson has to say today.
And this friend of yours is willing to come forward tonight, correct?
I guess, if he's calling in.
But
he goes by the name of Peter, Bobby Michael. Mm-hmm.
Peter, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing wonderful.
Excellent. Well, thank you for calling in and being a part of tonight's show.
I'm honored.
Does this, do these kind of shows, are they an affront to you to be still delving into a personal life?
Can you say that again?
Well, I'm just wondering if this, doing shows like this where people are examining the life or death of Michael Jackson, is this something that bothers you?
No, not at all. It doesn't.
And
Um,
in choosing to come
you should
forward to
examine
Pearl,
everything.
I'm sorry?
I said you should examine everything.
Okay. So, people are like, is that Michael? Isn't it okay. Michael? So that part about is it Michael, isn't it Michael is about the 3 songs. Oh, I did do some research on that. Yes, I did. I listened to Damian Shields. Quite impressed. But it's audio, so they don't show you any proof. You just have to listen to them and take them as their word. But I was still impressed by it. So apparently, the after I listened to the podcast about it, and the podcast was on Medium. No, where was it? Somewhere, but it's Damon Shields. Okay. And the podcast really said about the songs, how 2 days on the 27th, they rushed down to the copyright office and they copywrote several songs. And there was like a, what do they call, MJ storybook. And it really was 12 songs. And then 2 were named after songs Michael had, Water and something else. Monster and Water. They took the same name of 2 songs Michael had been working on. And the other ones, and the ones that made it to the album, I think the estate bought all 12. And they used 3 on the album, which was Keep Your Head Up, and Breaking News, right? So, so I'm thinking Michael recorded the songs before the death announcement? Whoa. Well, James Porte. Okay, let me look up James Porte. I think he's a black guy. And Michael had set him up to work with Eddie Cascio, right? He had set them up so they could be a songwriting team. So James Port, and let's call the Cassios. Let's see what comes up. And Anna Nicole is married to him. Okay, I think this is him. Okay, let's see. Come on, image, view file. Here he is. So and he's a record producer. Okay, so that's James Port, as far as what the internet is showing me, that's him, right? So he was the singer on the songs that were registered June 27th, 2009. On all the songs that he registered, he was the singer, not Michael Jackson. Okay? So Damian Shields is trying to figure out, and they went down to the copyright office, Damian Shields, and I think he had a friend named James. Maybe that was his name, his partner. But anyway, they went down there and they did a deep dive into it, right? Into the, he has another name James Porte, he has another name, Yuri or something, some other name that he works under. And, oh my goodness, here's another, this picture looked different though. I don't know. He looked different in this picture. Let me show you. Now that's Frank Cassio. I mean that's Eddie. That's Eddie. And that's supposed to be James Porte. At least that's what this says. Okay, that's what that says. Okay. And so the songs, when they were copywritten with James Porte's song name on it. And they circumvented something, and they put Michael's name on it as a writer. And now, there was no evidence that Michael ever sang these songs. And in the notes that Michael left behind, none of the names of the songs were written on the written notes, according to this podcast that I listened to. So they're wondering, how did Michael's voice get on these records if Michael Jackson is dead, right? Now, I do believe in the Jason Malachi, okay? Because Let Me Let Go sounds like Jason Malachi to me. And that sounds like these 3 songs, right? but they swear that they were Michael Jackson's. And so they just added Michael's name on there as writing credits because now you got a song written by Michael Jackson, the value goes up, right? And apparently later on they copywrote the songs with another impersonator. Now you would ask, why would Michael let this happen, right? Now the question that I have is, why didn't the estate, when they knew about the copyright dive, how you could prove that there's malice and intentional fraud, okay, by looking at the timeline of the registrations at the Copyright Office, right, and listening to the recordings at the Copyright Office, right? Why did the estate allow them to get away with it? The estate should have been mad. You got us looking bad. You done brought us in this. People think we marketing and promoting fake Michael songs. The estate should be mad, but no. The estate stayed firmly on the Casio tracks, and they supported. They never brought charges against Frank. Okay? I mean, Eddie, excuse me, Eddie. I get them confused because Frank was a real good friend of Michael and Eddie was too, but they were all brothers. Okay, and there's 5 of them. Aldo's ridiculous. Okay? Marie, Nicole married James Fort. Okay, so they got all, I don't know how much money they got for the 10, 12 songs. I don't know how much money they got for it, but it was over $1 million because the Sony deal was $250 million. So I would imagine they got, $5 million maybe. That's a lot of money. Well, you're living up to that $5 million status. Then you run out of money, right? You run out of money. So then you have to concoct a way to get some money quick. Let's say Michael molested us. I want money. Kid number 2, kid number 3, I want money. Kid number 4, I want money. Kid number 1, I want money. Kid number 5, I want money. So let's just say he molested all of us. So we all can get some money. Now, Eddie Casio, he knows the songs are fake, because if he would have done it, he would have known that they're fake because he would have been the one to fake it. Why ain't he scared to go up against the estate? He should be like, "Ooh, I would, but damn, I sold him them fake songs. I better not dip over there. Ooh, it could be dangerous territory," right? But instead, we dipping. We going over there. We are doing it now. Cecil and I, before the death announcement, 2007, 2008, would Let Me Let Go, we went to see Jason Malachi in Las Vegas perform. Right? Cecil and I go, because I'm kind of like, dang, he sounds like Michael, but is it really his voice? Let me see. When he sang to tracks. He didn't sing live. He sang to tracks. So I couldn't verify, was he singing? Was his voice that similar to Michael or not? Because he lip synced the songs. He didn't sing them live. So if Michael is really Jason Malachi, because the letters match, missing a K, okay, and an E, but other than that, all the letters in Jason Malachi is the same letters that are in Michael Jackson, except for the K and the E. Okay. What does the Casios know that we don't know? Do they know Michael faked his death and Michael's alive? Did Michael sing on those tracks? Or and just kind of alter it with manipulation of what do they call them? The manipulation stuff, with equipment. Let me just put it that way. I ain't no musician. I don't know. Not a synthesizer, but something, right? Because something in the milk ain't clean with that, right? Because the Casios should be afraid to go up against the estate since they sold fake songs. But nope, they bold, right? And they trying to shake them down, right? They trying to shake them down. They already got $6 million or something amongst them all. They all, made some money already. Made money on the Casio tracks. Then made money on that accusation during Leaving Neverland. You talk about somebody trying to kick you when you're down. They made more money with the saying, oh, it's time. We're going to go public after Leaving Neverland and say, me too. And me too. And me too. And me too. Okay? And me too. And the state couldn't do that. So they wanted to pay him. And I understand, because you couldn't take another hit like that at the time of Leaving Neverland. It would have been too much of a bam, bam. Would have been kind of a knockout, right? And they knew that. So they went in for money, but they must have spent that money. They spent that money. Okay? And now they're going back in for more money. And the estate is like, enough's enough. Because once you let somebody shake you down, you're a victim to them shaking you down over and over and over again. Okay? And that's what's happening now. Okay? Now, they are, according to the Netflix documentary, the estate is trying to get the money back that they paid them during the time of the hush money, which was for life rights. Okay? And Frank did have a book and he had a miniseries that he was shopping about Michael's second family, so to speak. Okay, so to speak. We ain't heard from the parents. We ain't heard none from the parents. Parents been, we're back here. We're gonna be over here. Right? That's the parents. Right? Because Michael knew them from the time they were little children. One of them was just 1 year old, I think, when Michael entered their life and wanting to be a part of their family, right? And so now they shaking him down. So I'm wondering what they really know, because when Frank was interviewed and somebody said, Pearl Jr. thinks Michael's alive. And Frank's answer was on the interview, does she know where he is? So I'm wondering, because all you got to do is keep up with my Death Hoax videos. And anybody that keeps up with the Death Hoax videos don't think Michael faked his death. There's no way that you would know all the things that I know and think Michael didn't fake his death. He did. Okay, he did. There's just too much. Too much. And they're trying to cover it up now by putting the file on the coroner's office. And then somebody said something about there being a curtain around the mausoleum, right? So are they trying to put Michael's name in there now? Don't go too far, Michael. Don't go too far. Don't go too far. Okay, because there's ways to get them to open that. Okay, or it as of March of this year, there was no name on the crypt, but something's going down. Something's going down. Okay, so I know more than I could tell right now, and I'll tell you guys when I can. Okay, but something's going down. So is Michael's great at extinguishing things, so we're going to see, what happens here. But something's up with the Casios and their boldness to come against the estate. The estate said, no, you broke the NDA. You wasn't supposed to say nothing. We gave you hush money and we bought the life rights to your story with Michael Jackson. And you were not supposed to say anything. But they ran out of money. So they had to roll the dice. I think the odds are in our favor if we all say Michael molested us, that we get more money. I think the odds are in our favor. What do you think? We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. Okay? Because there's no way that Michael molested everybody in the family, and the girl too. And then we got Eddie's, Frank, the Casio's friend, Frank's friend, lying about the bag and the magazine. Found it, or Frank gave it to him. Okay? So, I'm just saying. Now, the Wade and James situation, that's supposed to go to trial early, the first quarter of 2028. So we're going to see what happens. We got a long time for that. That needs to settle. They need to go to jail for extortion, right? For extortion. All of them. Because this ain't nothing but extortion. Okay? So anyway, guys, I love you all. But I gotta go. Oh, wait a minute. Stays all day, Shay. Let's do work and play, because everybody has skin, okay? You know what? I'm going to say this, and I tell people this all the time when I'm out of the market. My shea butter is fantastic, fabulous, and great. And I'm still going to impress you when you open a jar. So go to Stays All Day Shea and get yourself some fragrance or essential oil or unscented whipped shea butter. Organic and raw whipped shea butter. All right. Or go to the skinbutterstore.com. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, hold on. I know I keep saying it. Debbie needs to go to jail. Yep, for what she did. You're impersonating a nurse and writing prescriptions. You absolutely right. I don't know why Debbie Rowe came up in here. Okay. It's never ending. Yeah, it's just never ending. Is it good or bad news, you know? Let's see. Take care. Thanks for the update. Let's see if there's anything here. Yep. And I think Paris and Prince are up to something. Because where Omar? How come Omar wasn't at the premiere? And Dante wasn't there either. Where were you, Dante? Maybe they didn't photograph you. Let me know if you was there. Anybody see Dante there at the premieres? Because he is supposed to be Jafar's brother. Okay? I'm wondering about him too. Okay? Somebody watched the movie 11 times, 4 times. Thank you, guys. Do you remember Murray that wore the t-shirt with the number 18? I don't know. You can send it to me. Pearl Jr. at michaeljacksoninsider.com. Do you remember? Let's see what else is here. Fake it one more time. I know. And this just goes on and on and on. The death hoax goes on and on and on. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's what it's kind of ambiguous. One new comment. Let's do one new comment. Oh, I said something about going to jail and you thought about Debbie. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yep, he sounds like Michael here. Yep, Peter, Michael, Bobby sound like Michael. Okay, plus everything that he's done to prove to me that he's Michael. Okay, watch Alive 3 and Alive 4. Alive 5. Hey, Cecil, you're not on camera. How's it going?
It's going fine.
Okay, Cecil's in his cubbyhole editing. Okay, and he said it's going fine. All right, guys, love you all, but I really got to go. Bye-bye.